Welcome to the Business Renovator. I'm Coach Phil, as you can see, or my real name is Phil Jelks. I'm excited to be here today to share an idea that's very powerful and very simple. It's so easy to use, but again, it's so easy not to use. So just imagine if you had a problem that you wanted to solve. What if there was a way that you could creatively and innovatively make that happen on a more consistent sort of basis? So let's jump into my buddy's book, The Customer Delight 365. And in today's quote that I'm snagging out of Brian's book, it's written by Steve Jobs. And it kind of is, again, applicable to what we're going to talk about today in an interesting sort of way. It's very simple and very poignant. I want to put a ding in the universe, Steve Jobs. Do you think he put a ding in the universe? I'm just going to reach over here for a minute and show you something that a lot of dings and pings and things happen for us. It's the iPhone. He changed the way the world communicates and the way we entertain ourselves. So I think he certainly put a ding in the universe in more than one way when he was here. My buddy Brian, who's the author and curator of the Customer Delight 365, says, I want to put a delight in the universe. I want to inspire you to put delight in the universe. A couple of different ways to look at this. So, yeah, do you have a problem that you want to solve and it's been driving you crazy? And if you could only solve it, would be like on that TV show, I forget what the show was called, but it was along the lines of being the weakest link. And you got voted off because you were the weakest link. So this is a way to identify, consider the problem as an opportunity to grow and expand and be of service to yourself, friends, and family in one way, shape, or form. And just imagine that you were able to open up the floodgates and get rid of the constraint that's in the way, the problem, turn it into an opportunity to become more, do more, and have more. And that's not necessarily always money. It's more experiences, more connections, more time off, if that's what floats your boat, as they say. It doesn't really matter. So this magical little thing is called mindstorming. And as I go over here to the banners, I'll bring it up for us to have a look at. This is what I'm talking about, mindstorming. Now, there's a couple of different ways you could refer to this. And one is another alternative way is the 20 idea method. Jack Canfield and his partner, Mark Victor Hansen, utilized the 20 idea method, or a form of mindstorming, to create the Chicken Soup for the Soul series, which has become hugely successful for them. And they didn't even write any books. They curated it, published it, and got great stories out to all of us that wanted to enjoy that. And that came from the process of the mindstorming. Well, what's the problem they had that they were trying to get out there? And the problem they had was they had this idea of producing the Chicken Soup for the Soul series of books, and they didn't have any sold yet. And it took a while for them to do it, but their problem was not having anybody wanting to publish it. So using a mindstorming 20 idea method, they were able to do that. Another way this has been called is where's that banner? Here it is right here. It's the 333 method. I heard this from Bob Proctor in his writings and his teachings. And it came out of an experience in Canada where there was a tornado that went through and devastated an area there. And the 333 label was given to this process to raise $3 million in 3 hours. And they did it utilizing a 333 method. That's just a name. It's the process. The process is basically mindstorming in a different sort of way, but it has similarities. So when we write on paper, what ends up happening is we start thinking. And when we start thinking, we create an image, we have a picture. And then when we get a picture and an image, we get some feelings around that. And those feelings prompt us to take an action, and the actions create results. So just imagine if you had a problem, maybe you wanted to raise your income by 10x. That seems to be a popular number you see in marketing these days. 10x your sales, 10x your business, 10x your income. To me, it really doesn't matter what you want to 10x. It could be simply you just want to double your annual income if you're a salesperson or an employee, or if you're a business owner. Decide what it is you want to do. And what I'm going to share with you here right now is think of it, the problem that you have that you want to overcome. So let's say you want to increase your wages to $100,000. So at the top of the page, you write your problem into a question form. So how can I generate $100,000 in income this year? So you're at the top of the page. Then you divide the page in half with a vertical line. And well, actually, the wrong story. Erase the vertical line, but you put the question on the top of the page. And then underneath that, what you want to do is make sure you have no distractions. Turn off your phones, your smartphones, your computers. Don't be in a place where you're going to be distracted by people. You just want to be in a quiet space by yourself, and list all of the ideas that come to you in and around the question you have as a problem. So in this case, what we're talking about is $100,000. How can I make $100,000? Well, you could buy a lottery ticket. You could work 2 jobs. You could get educated, add more experience in terms of knowledge to your arsenal, to your repertoire. You could look in the papers for jobs that are similar to yours that are paying more. And the idea behind all of this is to list all the ideas, no matter how crazy they might seem. And you want to go until you get at least 20 ideas written down. No matter how crazy they sound, write them all down. And make sure that you get 20 as a minimum. And then, because once you get to the end of this, you're going to go and find one of the ideas that you've listed that seems to be that makes most sense with you, resonates with you, and you're going to act on it as fast as you can, that day if you can, or the next morning at the latest. And the reason for that is action gets results. So you got to take action to get results. The company I'm involved with, Focal Point, is Brian Tracy and his partner. We're looking for a way to get the Focal Point message out to way more people. And they wanted to go from just helping a few thousand people on an annual basis to a multiplier of 1,000 around the globe. But there was only the 2 of them delivering it. So what they did is they took this process and listed on the top of it a question around how can we expand this to a global offering and have a much better impact with the people we want to serve. Because they were getting really fantastic results with the Focal Point process, but they wanted to serve more people. So they went through this process and they sat until they had 33 ideas. And once they had the ideas, you would say it was a blinding flash of the obvious, smack on the side of the head kind of thing. It was so simple and so easy, but they had not thought about it prior to doing this exercise. And what they came up with was, why not license it? Create a program that we can teach to other people, help them become business coaches and facilitators, and have them spread the word and share this fantastic offering to the world. So that's what they did. So Focal Point Business Coaching came out of that idea between Brian and Cam Fraser. Well, it doesn't have to be that big of an idea. Maybe it could be a bigger idea. But the idea is to do this. So if you were to challenge yourself with a question every day, big or small, or somewhere in between, doesn't really matter. And if you sat for every day and for however long it took you to get 20 to 30 ideas on one question that you want to have a solution to, if you did that just in the working days, that's only about 200 days. So you'd have 200 great ideas every year that if you implemented 1 or 2 of those, what would the impact of that be for you and your family and your business? I'm thinking it would be quite a bit different than what you're living right now today. So that's what I wanted to share today, was the Mindstorming 20 idea method, or the 3-3-3 method, however you want to call it, and develop the muscle of thinking on paper and using this. Now, a word of caution is The first half dozen or so will come relatively easy. You saw me spout out a few ideas here just on this one question that I posed. But then after that, I got stuck because I'm not in a quiet place. That's one thing. I'm thinking about this live stream. That's another thing. Too many distractions. So isolate yourself. And even when you're isolating yourself, what you're going to find is it's going to be tough to get to 20 ideas some of the days. But don't stop until you've got a minimum 20 ideas. If you get on a roll and get more, that's fine, but minimum 20. And then go back, review the list, pick one of those that really resonates with you and act upon it right away. Just like writing, thinking, imagining, feelings, actions, you'll get the results. That's my challenge to you, is to go practice this and see what happens. If you've done it and you've got some feedback for me, please share it with me. Send me a message. Look for me on Facebook or send me an email. My information is right above my shoulder here. Website and email address are both there. Shoot me a note saying, hey, Phil, this didn't work. Or, hey, Phil, wow, this was harder than you said it would be. Or, wow, this was easy peasy lemon squeezy. Tell me what happens. I want to know. I want to know if this has helped you. If you're watching this on a replay, please hashtag replay. That would be fantastic. Share this out with other people. And let's see what we can help make happen for yourself and other people. I'm going to see who's popped in and saying hi. And it's Ron. It's Ronnie Goodwin. Sell more at a higher price. Is that your challenge? Write that down as a question. How can I sell more at a higher price? Write that down and let's work on a mindstorming. I got all my storming all mixed up. It's pretty cold up here in Canada today, although I think it's warmer than what it has been in the last few days. So don't know what the temperature is, but let's get back on topic here. Sell more at a higher price. How can I sell more at a higher price? That's a great question. Find some time to isolate yourself from all of the distractions that might be going on in your life, Ron, and sit until you have at least 20 ideas. You can have more, but sit till you have at least 20 ideas, and then go back over the list and pick one that resonates with you and act upon it. That's my tip for everybody today watching this on Mindstorming. If you ever have a question around business, remember I'm only a email or direct message away on Facebook. And if you have my phone number, you'll probably call me there too. So anyway, have a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay warm, and remember to take time on the weekend to recreate. Recreation is an important aspect. Till we talk again, see you guys later.